On, this is your market update. I'm your boy Big Brandon Carter, and this is Greg Young Candlestick, certified market technician, Series 65 holder. What's good, homie?
With the stock market,
yeah, man,
super important. There's a lot of shit going down. We got Nvidia earnings. Nvidia couldn't even save the stock market. It was gapping up. They beat on a lot of different metrics. So Nvidia shares, they actually dropped 5% today, but they
5%, that's a shitload.
I know. They beat on quarterly revenue and profit, and they gave in good guidance, but they're like, well, the future's kind of a little bit uncertain. So that's kind of the thing that we're going with right now. And we had a big ass gapping crap. So false breakout. And this is really controlling the market because Nvidia is such a huge weight. It's the AI trade. And when we're looking at Nvidia, we just started off, after hours yesterday, it was up at 203. And right now it dumped and it's continuing to sell off. Okay. So basically what we're looking at on the market is what's going to be happening. Are we going to break down from this range that we've been trapped in for 5 months? Basically the same price as we were in mid-October.
Turn them up a little bit. Sorry, I was telling Nima to turn you up a little bit in my speakers.
Yeah, you want to be able to hear me. I get it.
Yeah, it's all good. All right.
So basically what we're looking at on the SPX is there's going to be probably a big breakdown only if we can break this 6,800 support, 6,800. Until then, we're just trapped in this volatility box. There's been an equal number of buyers as there has been sellers. And so that's why price has been relatively the same. It's going to change day to day. But like you were saying earlier, if the unemployment rate keeps going up, people need to sell their stocks. Yeah. And it's tricky because the top 10% of wealth, in the United States, the top income earners, they own 90% of the stock market.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not really feeling, the pain maybe as much as the lower class might. And so that's probably why the stock market really hasn't dropped all that much. And, you get the dollar to be devalued and that's going to show up in higher earnings, which also pumps up the stock market. But eventually things will run out of time. Volatility tries to break and hold above 20. If you see the VIX start to break and hold above 20, that's where we see the big downside movements. Until then, market's just stuck. And the market wants to piss off as many traders and investors as possible. And the best way that it can do that is probably just go sideways. If it just stays sideways for a few more weeks and or months, that's going to piss off a lot of people. It's going to make all the puts expire worthless. If you're buying calls, all the calls are going to expire worthless. If you're buying shares, you're not really seeing any appreciation. Really, the only places to be are really in fixed income. We've been talking about XLU utilities.
XLU, man, it's been looking real strong.
Real strong. And, it probably doesn't have a ton of upside gains as much for this year, but you're still getting that 3% dividend. Okay. We've been talking about energy. Same thing. You get that 3% dividend. Energy. This is the main trade of the year, and
man, we've been talking about energy for so long. Like we were talking about, when did we start talking about XLE?
Right when the party started.
Yeah, man. We were saying,
right when the party started. So again, energy dead sideways. And this consolidation broke bullish. That's where we said, buy XLE. I'm going to take a large position. Beg, borrow, steal. Do whatever it takes.
Yeah. No, we went hard with XLE, man.
Definitely. And if this could get oversold or maybe just drop down to like $50 per share, I think that's a dip buy. Okay. So you got a setup over there. If we're looking at semiconductors, I really like semiconductors long term, but since they're a higher beta of tech, meaning it just moves more than the rest of the market, I really like semiconductors long term, but short term, they have those risks. If the market goes through a correction, semiconductors could drop 10, 20%, no problem. That's a dip buy for the longer term. And the question just becomes like, okay, are we going to get this recession? Are people going to feel the pain of AI taking away jobs? Or is it going to be a blip in the radar? And that's kind of what we're looking at. And another thing, you can look at, currencies, gold, silver, gold. I'm bullish gold, but not super bullish. I'm slightly neutral to slightly bullish is the forecast. I picked up some gold call butterflies earlier this week. It's really cool. Victory Trades members, we're risking $200 to turn into $1,500. It's a great risk to reward trade. You can enter and exit whenever you please. Gold is liquid, she's wet. So you can get in and out as easily as you need to. That's on gold. Bitcoin is
looking bad, man.
Yeah, it could bounce short term, but it's like there's so many better asset classes.
Yeah, how low you think it gets, man? It's down like what 50% from its highs.
Oh yeah,
more than that.
This year, I think it can get to 40K. Worst case scenario, 20K. There's a chance that Bitcoin has bottomed. I give it like a 50-50 shot.
It's down 60%, like almost 60% from its high.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Bitcoin bear was one of the main things we talked about at the beginning of the year. Bitcoin bear, XLE long, XLU long. I did say that there could be a sharp drop in quarter one. Quarter one still isn't over yet. And the market just has gone sideways. It hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. Dead sideways. It's just torturing traders and investors. But the end of February seasonally tends to be a bit more bearish. We even have the market gapping down already after hours. So maybe we get some sell side follow through, but no big sell-offs until we break that support. What's up?
I'll say real quick, guys, if you want to ask Greg any questions and review any stocks, ETFs, securities, cryptocurrencies, just leave a super chat for Greg and we'll answer it. I wanted to ask you about IWM. Now, here's what I want you to do. It looks bullish, right? IWM, right?
It is relatively stronger. IWM was green today while the market was red.
Right. And look at, and that's because Nvidia takes up so much of the market, right? But put it on a weekly chart.
Yeah, that's a great high base.
Right? Right? That looks really bullish, man. Yeah. And that's where most of the stocks are.
No, yeah. And it's really interesting. We're doing what's called broadening out, where the companies that were getting their ass whooped are now starting to lead. And tech has been a lot weaker. Today I alerted like a bearish NDX iron condor trade. We make some good money off of that. Some people made $1,000. Some people took a quick $100 bill. But NASDAQ relatively weak. But when we're looking at IWM, and that's why there's this push pull. We got the rotation game going on where we're selling off some sectors like tech, but we're rotating into utilities. We're rotating into energy. And so that's kind of what's going on with IWM. And I'd still say it's just more range bound, but I'd buy it if it breaks all-time highs.
Yeah, right.
But I wouldn't speculate and buy it right here, unless if you do, you got to go with a smaller position size and have your stop loss underneath the consolidation. So it looks like you buy right here, stop loss goes right here, and then you see how much money it can make you. Otherwise, the better move is buy over the break of the highs, and then you just trail stop it up. Because if it's going to be a true breakout, it should just explode higher. But it's tricky. I'm personally not going to buy IWM. I'd rather. Yeah,
it's too much. I don't feel like super. I feel like it's better.
You'd want to potentially individually stock pick some of the stronger stocks within IWM. So like lithium, this is a company that I've been wheeling for a while. LAC. That's something that you could consider. TMC is another stock that I've been wheeling. This could be something that has some growth. But otherwise, maybe those smaller cap energy companies that could be up on the rise. But I just use IWM as an indicator. I don't trade too much.
If XLE comes down, it's just going up so fucking crazy, man. We haven't been getting a chance to get a real pullback.
Yeah,
get back in it.
And you got to just stay disciplined and wait, because if the entire market sells off, all these sectors are going to be coming down. And so I just got to bide my time. And maybe the market rallies and I missed out and I stayed in cash too long, or maybe I shouldn't have shorted the market. That's fine. I just got to go with the probabilities, though. You know, you just got to make the best decision with the information that you have. But I do like some other stocks long, like Honeywell.
What you like?
Honeywell,
yeah.
I like a dip buy at like 230, otherwise a breakout buy over 246. My price target's 330 on this. So 60% upside plus a 2% dividend. And it's part of that defense sector too, which is really nice.
Yeah, I like the defense sector.
I took a call option trade on wheat today. This is a nice like kind of
honey
bottom. Yeah, wheat.
All right.
Wheat, I know, right? It's more so just agriculture, and it's a diversified sector. So it's going to be independent of what S&P 500 does, which is really, really nice. And so this is a rounded base, and this looks like this could pop. And so the call option was super cheap. You know, I got in for about 45 cents or $45. And I think that this could turn into like $200, you know, nice 4X trade potential.
Okay.
So I don't care what I trade, as long as it can move and make me some money.
Yeah, man. I legit trade anything.
I like copper longs still, CPER, wait for that breakout over 37.50. Same with COPX. Okay. I still like uranium longs. Okay. I took a short on IBM today. So if you guys are looking for like a put trade, IBM, this is like a textbook. I love shorting these. Big drop. Okay.
Yeah.
The impulses to the downside. And then we bounce 3 days in a row on lower volume. And we have a long upper wick today. So I'm short IWM or IBM. And I think that the stock goes underneath 200, potentially down to 180 this year.
Really?
Yep. It's at 242 right now.
All right.
So that's also a portfolio hedge, which is nice. Roblox is coming up for a short. Roblox bouncing on low volume. Roblox short near like 76 level. Okay. And then we also talked about Tesla. I think Tesla, its time is coming to drop.
Yeah, finally.
Finally. It's been
I've been trying to short Tesla for so long.
It's doing this pattern that I was drawing earlier where it drops, retest resistance, and it's confirming 416 as resistance. So as long as Tesla's underneath 420, okay, 420,
okay,
then Tesla, I think, gets down to 380, 370, 360. Okay. Now, after this market correction, if it even happens, I would love to buy the dip and get a nice, good rally into year end. You know, Trump wants to hold this market up. He will do everything in his power.
Trump will go. That's the one thing. It's hard to short anything because Trump, you know, he's going to go so hard.
Exactly. I think though he'll probably step in after the correction, do some shit, maybe stimulus, some bullish news catalyst, whatever, and then that'll probably give it the slingshot. You know, that's what he did during the tariff tantrum back in last April. The stock market was just collapsing.
So like because of him, it might be a buy the dip situation because he'll do whatever it takes to keep it up. Pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll do whatever he thinks to keep the market up.
I completely agree. And when it comes to like investing, I think you guys should stick with ETFs. Don't try to individually stock pick because AI is changing the game so much. There's so much disruption. Any individual company could get just like absolutely wrecked by some new AI tool, some new business created with AI. Stick with the ETFs, QQQ, SPY. If you want to invest in like quantum, QTUM, that's another hot sector. Uranium, again, we talked about, and then those individual S&P sectors. But be careful individually stock picking. You know, Nvidia is a great company and there's a lot of people bullish on it. And I think it's a good company too, but it also does have risks. Like if it could get taken over, it's very unlikely, but
taken over. What you mean?
Taken over as in like another semiconductor starts to replicate and does what Nvidia does even better.
Really? You don't think they have a strong enough moat?
I'm saying that they do have a strong moat, but it has more risks than it did before. So, so because of that, instead of buying Nvidia and you want to get semiconductor exposure, just go with SMH. Your risk-adjusted returns are a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm basically saying.
All right.
But I do think Nvidia would, you know, short term, it could be a dip buy if it got down to like 150, 140, you know. That'd be just let it break this range and duplicate to the downside. But we're in a really tricky market environment because it's just dead sideways. That's the hardest part. We're so sideways. There's a lot of risk being built up, both to the upside and to the downside. I'm not ruling out that we can't break up. I just give it like a 30% chance that we break up, 70% chance that we break down. It's just all probabilities.
All right.
So that's my quick take on the market. You have any questions?
Nah, I think you answered more questions. Any questions for Greg? Any chats? Nah. All right, listen, guys. If you want to trade with us, Greg and I, join Victory Trades.
Wins today.
Yeah, show them some of the wins, man. So if you join, or while you're getting that set up, when you join Victory Trades, you get Greg's trade alert straight to your phone every day, so you can take just trade alerts, and you can trade with us every morning. We trade the market open. And we trade futures, and we trade NQ futures, and we don't trade futures with our own money. We get prop firms, and a lot of people have come to us, and they got approved with it passed their evaluations for prop firms, and are making money. You know, so Greg will show you.
Yeah, I'd be happy to show you. So first, let's go over the futures wins. It was a good morning trading futures. There's a lot of volatility. So here's futures also tie in with index options. Here's $58 into 273. 370% gain. Here's GTOMO making a quick $300. Here's Palma over here. Palma was inspired by Prezi. Palma made 1.1K. El Pato, he made $132.
Come on.
Prezi made 4.8K. Very, very nice. I made a lot of money on my funded accounts, but I did lose 2 evaluations today.
Oh, man. Damn, it was a rough morning.
No, it's all good because I'd rather have the money on the funded accounts.
You made some money in your funded accounts. That's good. That's good. Hey, man, so you made money. I didn't take a trade today.
It didn't have your setup, and that's fine.
My setup wasn't there, man.
Yeah, that's totally cool.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. There's no time limit on the funded account, which is nice.
Yeah. That's a fact.
We crushed it though, trading index options. Like here's a nice move, $240 profit. This is $100 into 340. Here's another one. Boom, $210 profit. Here's another XSP put. Like these are some really, really good moves, you know, $526. Just selling bear call credit spreads. He's just saying S&P 500, I think you're going to close somewhat down today. Boom, give me $526. You know, and this ties in with futures trading, which is really nice. One thing too, here's a good trading tip for you guys. When you get a big bearish trend or you're anticipating like a big downtrend, use trail stops. So set your stop loss. Okay, it drops, it bounces. Once it starts to drop again, move your stop loss down. That way you're kind of capturing the gains and you're not guessing a bottom. Because sometimes you can just take those quick profits and that's fine. But if you're anticipating a trend, instead of taking like a quick $50 or $100 profit, you can milk a huge winner and you could end up making like $1,000 just by walking down your stop loss order. And so that's what Brandon Serpent did. He was just looking for like a quick little $50 gain and he ended up making 300 because he trailed his stop loss down. So that works if you're anticipating a trend. Okay. Big stuff for futures trading too. Like you can do that in futures trading, just trail up that stop. Okay.
Nice. I like it, man.
All right. I'm excited to learn more about AI, Brandon, and what you have to
come
say.
on, man. You know what it is. Listen, guys, join Victory Trades. You can trade with us every day, every morning, and you get Greg's trade alert straight to your phone.